to discuss some of the top NFL head coaches on the hot seat. Or they're not top NFL head coaches, or else they wouldn't be on this list. But some of the head coaches that are on the hot seat, obviously the list is fluid, and some of these coaches might start going soon. So far the only move that happened is Robert Saleh. Let me get these out of the... Okay. So there's a list in terms of ranking. They're obviously done. For me, Matt Eberflus, he's done. He had his chance this season. The main thing that the main progress that I guess was important for him is to get that proper offensive coordinator in that can help turn Caleb Williams transition into NFL quarterback and offer up a stellar rookie campaign out of him. Well, not only has that been a complete and utter failure in terms of that, well, he's already gone. So yeah, and then some of the late game execution in both the Packers and Commanders game, some of the mistakes that they made, some of the coaching failures. Eberflus, he's done. Another one I think he's done is Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy, he's been on thin ice for a pretty long time now. Even with the 12 and 5 stars, people were very hypercritical on him, and justifiably so. Some decision making was poor. Sometimes it was, clock management issue. Not clock management issues. Sometimes it was not challenging the right moments, lack of discipline amongst the team, in terms of turnovers committed and all that. And yeah, his message has gone stale, it seems like, and I just think they need a new voice. And with potential coaches like Greg Popovich and not Greg Popovich, Bill Belichick and Deion Sanders being out there, yeah, I think McCarthy, he's done. Zach Taylor is an interesting one. I've always thought that Zach Taylor was going on a little bit of a ride because of the quality of the players like Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. And I thought Leon Anarumo was a really, really good defensive coordinator. I don't know what happened to them this season. But these slow starts are going to be the death of Zach Taylor. This season now they're 4-7, and it seems like they're done, and they don't make the playoffs. Well, someone has to pay for it, and I think Zach Taylor will be the one. And yeah, I just don't think the scheme that they run in Cincinnati gets the players playing at a higher level than their quality. And as a coach, you need to be able to do that. And I don't think Zach Taylor does. I don't think Zach Taylor gets the best out of the quality of the players there. Kevin Stefanski, I heard he was the one on the hot seat. I don't think that's ridiculous. He's a 2-time coach of the year, and he's had to deal with a lot in terms of what to deal with in this Cleveland Browns organization. And for me, he's an absolutely brilliant head coach. Kevin Stefanski is. What he's done, what he did last season as well, to go through some of the quarterbacks he did and a lot of the injuries that they suffered as a team, and to get into the playoffs the way that they did. Yes, they didn't win a playoff game. And by the way, Stefanski has won a playoff game in his career. He made that divisional round, I believe it was the 2021 season. Yeah, I don't see him reason why he's on this list. I think Antonio Pierce as well. That one is an interesting one because we know what the Raiders are. They are in a little bit of a transition, and they're building towards the future. Pierce is a guy that's loved in the locker room, and he has that. He's part of the brotherhood. He's not just he's not just leader of man, but he's part of the brotherhood. So for me, I think that's a little premature. The interesting ones here are Doug Peterson and Brian Daboll. Look, Jacksonville has been a mess, and it seems like the end of the road is coming. But I have some sympathy for Doug Peterson. I thought what he did that year that they made the playoffs and they won a playoff game, I thought I was very impressed with the scheme of that Jacksonville Jaguars team. What he was able to do immediately with Trevor Lawrence, have him looking like a way better quarterback than he did his rookie season. And the fact that he is a Super Bowl winning coach, those are factors to it. How many Super Bowl winning coaches will a team like will an organization like the Jacksonville Jaguars be able to have at the realm? How many times do you think they'll be able to get a manager that's accomplished what Doug Peterson has accomplished in the NFL? None. And sorry, technical difficulties there. And I do think the players have something to do with it as well. They're not performing at the level of play as you expect them to do. And that is a problem. But I have sympathy for him, and they started off 0-4 and they've never recovered, and then there's been interesting questions that he's had to face in the press conference. It's actually pretty funny. I saw this on the on the Pat McAfee show. One question they asked him regarding whether or not he's considered handing over play calling duties, and he waited for a second and he was like, we're considering everything. And then there was another one where he was asked about Shad Khan, in a conversation, labeling this team as one of the greatest team of all time, and Doug Peterson responded basically saying, I'm not I'm not part of all these conversations, blah 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 blah. And then when the journalist did a follow up and they asked him, is this what you told Shad Khan? Did he get the sentiment from you regarding this team being one of the greatest or the greatest team of all time? And it was so funny. Doug Peterson was like, no, that was not me. That had me dying. That really did. And another interesting one as well in terms of coaches, and he's not in this top 6, is Brian Daboll. Another losing season for Brian Daboll in his third year. So third year with the Giants, and again, it has a lot to do with the failure of Daniel Jones, and that's I thought what he accomplished his rookie season was so impressive. Brian Daboll, or his rookie season, his first season coaching for the Giants, getting that team to the playoffs and winning the playoff game. But since then, it's just been so stale, and that one is gonna be really interesting if he regains the belief of this Giants organization and that they do retain him, because that one is overall interesting, but I don't know. I really don't know. Thank you guys though for tuning in to the GSMC Dead Ball Sports Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Your support means a lot to us, so please remember to subscribe to the show and leave a positive review. It really does make a difference. We also invite you to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram for more content and updates. So thank you once again, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to